Sunday morning, and you know what that means. It's time for the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. We have Browns Patriots preview. It's Bye-mageddon in fantasy football. Don't worry, got you covered. Got a special guest coming on as well. As also, we're going to kick off the Parlay Party, build the ultimate NFL Week 8 betting ticket. Let's get to the show.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara, the sickest Cleveland Browns podcast.
Chubb runs, he's to the 10, 15, he's to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There goes Chubb, he's to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Shabba-lubba hub.
It's going to be sick.
Welcome, everybody. It is Week 8. Can you believe it? Week 8 in the National Football League. I'm Andy McNamara. Welcome, folks. Okay, I want you in the chat. I want you rock and roll. We are live. Fantasy football questions, like I said, boy, it's tough. It's Bye-mageddon. We'll get to that in a little bit. Get your fantasy questions in now. Use hashtag AskAndy or live in the YouTube chat. Jump in there. T-Wolf already in the house, right off the hopper. There you go, T-Wolf. Love you, baby. All right, T-Wolf in the house. You got to be in the house too with us. Jump in, click subscribe, notifications on to the channel. Chat away, put your best bets in. I want your fantasy football questions, your tips, your thoughts on Browns Patriots. Share the link too. More the merrier. Love having you guys all in here and jumping in on the chat. That's tons of fun, of course. And we'll build the ultimate betting ticket, the Parlay Party. There's some nice bets to get to as well. So we'll get those questions in. Hashtag AskAndy. Like I said, follow us on X at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, Instagram and TikTok at AndyMCSports. Make sure you get those questions in, and you're subscribing to make sure that you see my post-game reactions, which the feedback I get pretty entertaining, right? Win or lose. Hopefully a win today. Gonna be a little tough. Not gonna lie. Also, great new channel you guys got to check out on YouTube at BN Blitz, at BN Blitz. Give them a shot. Give them a subscribe. New channel. Great content coming up there. So let's talk some Browns Patriots. And my buddy, it's The Fantasy Show Sportsnet reunion coming up in a little bit. Shoaib Alli will be jumping on. Now, I hope he's awake from the Blue Jays game. He's host of the Blue Jays broadcasts on Sportsnet Radio. We did the fantasy show for a few years on Sportsnet Radio Canada-wide, and bring him in. He's a Patriots fan, so I thought, hey, you know what? Patriots-Browns Day, we'll get Show in the conversation and get cooking on that. So stay tuned for that. But here's the thing, and boy, I knew that Mike Vrabel joining the Patriots was going to add discipline, well-coached, a team that's not going to beat themselves. But did I picture first place? Absolutely not. This is a team that is absolutely cooking. Now, they have outside of the Bills win. I'm not going to discount that Buffalo Bills win because that was impressive and deserves all the credit in the world. But really, Patriots haven't beaten anybody, right? Outside of Buffalo. And again, I'm not discounting the Bills' victory because that is an important one. But you had a bunch of softies, really, right? And that is in part how Drake May has been able to inflate his stats. Lost to the Raiders week 1, the Patriots did. Beat the Dolphins. Well, we beat the Dolphins. Lost to the Steelers. Then have won 4 in a row. The Panthers stink. Bills, impressive. Saints stink. Titans stink. Those 3 games all on the road, though. Now they're at home for Browns, Falcons, and then head to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. This Drake May, and I said coming out of the draft, I liked him one of the best. I said he has Justin Herbert and Josh Allen-like traits, and just needs the right coach. And you got that in Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, terrible head coach. But, hey, he was either quarterback coach or offensive coordinator for 15 of Brady's 20 seasons in New England. That's not for nothing, right? Now, Brady, greatest of all time along with Otto Graham, but how much of it was coaching? It's a combination. But Josh McDaniels has Drake May absolutely firing. Check this. Let's see. May's had 6 consecutive games with 100+ passer rating. Brady had 8 straight in 2007 and 2010. May broke a Brady record last week against Tennessee by completing 91.3%. 91.3% of his passes. And he can become the first New England QB to have 3 games in a row of over 80% completions with another big game against the Browns, completing 75.2%. Matches Jared Goff with the NFL best 116.4 season rating. 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Holy cow. Right? Like, we're reading that. This is Pro Bowl next level stuff. Drake May for fantasy. Wait to see his stock soar next year. This guy is absolutely balling. You would have got him at a discount. And he's doing it all with a pretty pedestrian receiver crew, right? Like the running game, Travion Henderson, I think we got the better Ohio State back. Browns did with Judkins. You got Stevenson, main guy, Henderson sort of in relief. Stephon Diggs is the only real threat on that Patriots team. You got Kayshon Boutte. He scored, but Mac Hollins, just a guy. Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, former Brown Austin Hooper. Patriots going more 2 tight end set lately, which is trying to take some pressure off of May. It's just a very well-coached system. You're not putting too much on your quarterback. You're giving him easy completions, and he can pump the ball downfield too, right? And he's not dinking and dunking. This guy, Drake May's popping, I believe, over 8 yards per completion on average. So fantasy-wise, it's Ramondre Stevenson over Henderson. Stephon Diggs, but this Browns defense is cooking. So we have to remember what they've been able to do, and that's limit fantasy upside and real-life upside and keep the score low for the most part versus most opponents in the season, especially in the first 3 quarters. So are you going to play Stevenson on a Bye-mageddon week? Yeah. You going to play Diggs? Sure. Drake May, no matter what. And tight end Hunter Henry, I don't know. Again, you look at what is available. What are the possibilities? Let me just look at Hunter Henry real quick here. Because you got Hooper. Like I said, they're on the field more, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing any fantasy production. Just so we have it up here. Little Hunter Henry. Where are you, pal? There we go. Hunter Henry. Let's see. Yeah, pretty, just like I thought. Pretty pedestrian. 7.3, 5.7, 6.6 fantasy points. Had a big week 3 against Pittsburgh in the loss with 2 touchdowns. Pretty touchdown dependent. Nothing too exciting. I would rather Harold Fannin Jr. for the Browns over it. Now, we love us some Quinshon Judkins. I mentioned Judkins, right? But this is a case where the Patriots have allowed, it's like 50 yards or fewer than on all these running backs. Now, Judkins should get volume, is tremendous, should get that opportunity, but they're going to be stacking the box. And here's the problem when you have the quarterback that you have with the Browns, and that is, of course, Dylan Gabriel. Weather, by the way, if we're looking at weather, looks pretty clear, right? Doesn't look like anything too crazy, not like the windstorm. But the windstorm and rainstorm last week in Cleveland benefited the Browns because they just kept plowing Judkins until he broke one. And that's why you have to be patient. The question is 55 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny, partly cloudy. That's great fall football. That's great fall football right there. You got any big plays today, T-Wolf? Hey, Rick, you got any best bets, fantasy questions, fantasy stuff? Let me know, buddy. Jump in the chat. Let me know. Shoaib Alli hopefully will be jumping on in a little bit. But this Browns team, it concerns me because you got Judkins, who's really your only offensive explosive player. The Patriots know this, right? Vrabel knows this. Vrabel was also, don't forget, a personnel consultant with the Browns last year. He knows the dysfunction. He knows what to go after. So they're going to stack the box and force the Browns to beat you at some point with Dylan Gabriel. Now, the Browns have made, Tommy Reese and Kevin Stefanski have made points this week, different times, suggesting they want Gabriel to throw it downfield more. Now, was he not because he was being conservative? Is he not seeing the play? Have they not created the plays? This will be interesting because Gabriel has not turned the ball over. Now, he's had several opportunities or several passes where they get knocked down, and it's like, it probably should have been an interception. Has also had a lot of drop passes. Browns have the second most drop passes in the league. But what are you supposed to expect of Dylan Gabriel when your top receiver, Jerry Jeudy, can't catch? He's got the yips. He's not catching. And Njoku's got a banged up knee. Harold Fannin Jr. I love. Pushes, grinds for every extra yard. But who's catching the ball? I have not been able to understand why you're not chucking one up deep to Isaiah Bond to try to stretch the field a little bit. Can Gabriel do that? In training camp, it looked like he had a live arm. They haven't been able to do that. They've been terrified of turnovers, which I get. But at some point, Vrabel's going to stack the box. He's going to say, you are not going to beat us with Quinshon Judkins. So this is a statement game for Gabriel with the Browns going into the bye next week. Okay? This is big. Because if this doesn't happen, it's going to be Shedeur Sanders time. By the way, for any Shedeur Sanders fans, he's got a tweak back. Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi has been elevated from the practice squad. He's the backup for Gabriel this week. And we'll talk a little bit more about that and get your fantasy football questions in. We'll have the parlay party. Let's bring in my guy. It's a reunion. The Fantasy Show Sportsnet Reunion, award-nominated program, fresh off the Blue Jays Game 2 loss in the World Series. Does a great job on Sportsnet. Shoaib Alli in the house with me, buddy. How are you?
What's up, Andy? How's it going?
Going good. Are you? I was wondering. I was hoping. I hope he's awake after that Blue Jays. Not so good last night. Not so good.
Yeah, I've been getting home at like 3 a.m. from the Rogers Center each of the last like playoff games. But you know what? One of the upsides of Yoshinobu Yamamoto absolutely carving is that the game actually wasn't that long last night. So that was like the silver lining.
It kind of went quick. Now, quick baseball note. Watching on TV, I thought he murdered George Springer. I thought that hit him in the face, and I was like, I said out loud, I was like Jim Ross when Mick Foley got thrown out the cage show. I said they killed him, and it was in the wrist.
Dead. Yeah,
I thought and he went down like, oh my God, Yamamoto killed him.
I definitely, because we were sitting in the booth, right? So you're kind of sitting right behind home plate. If you don't actually see where the ball hits a guy, I thought he kind of took it right in the chest. And I thought to myself, oh my God. And then we saw the replay and it was just kind of like glanced off his wrist. And you thought, okay, you know what? Much better. Yeah. I definitely thought that was going to lead to a more motivated next AB. But unfortunately, Yamamoto was great. Apparently, 83 pitches after the first inning. He threw like 20-something pitches in the first inning, and then 83 pitches for the rest of the game over 8 innings. I mean, good for. You gotta tip your cap at some point. I mean, that guy was nasty.
It happens. Gausman was money as well, and it says, you know what? Now you're tied up with LA. You're 1-1. You're better off than you started last series anyway, right?
That's true. So, yeah.
So you got that. That's going to be a fun one. And Show, of course, does a tremendous job covering the Blue Jays, and it's all that good stuff. Fun night last night. Joe Carter and Cito Gaston throwing out the first pitches, right? That's pretty cool.
I actually thought it was cool. Joe Carter got to wear the home run jacket. That's pretty fitting.
I thought 32 years later, he got to wear the home run jacket.
Yeah,
they didn't have those back in '93.
He also did an impromptu media availability, like in the interview room. Usually they only let players from either team do it, but Joe Carter actually did get to sit, and he talked a little bit about George Springer hitting the home run against the Mariners and where it sits in Blue Jays history, and it was pretty cool. He's a guy who I think has made a career in the last 32 years of like being awesome with the media, so it was pretty cool to get to meet him a little bit last night.
It would have been, if I was Joe Carter, I'd been like, boy, that George Springer home run was sure great. Didn't win a World Series, though.
Not yet.
Always bring that Always bring that up. Show, how excited are you, or should I say fearful are you, that former Patriots superstar quarterback Bailey Zappi has been elevated to now back up Dylan Gabriel? If he gets in the game, it could be lights out for your Pats.
Yeah, hashtag some revenge if Dylan Gabriel, for whatever reason, can't complete the game. You know what? I actually have been pleasantly surprised by Dylan Gabriel, all things considered, because, I mean, I don't know how much I expected him to play this year, to be completely honest, right? But yeah, I mean, I do think the Browns have they need a little more juice on offense for someone not named Quinshon Judkins, essentially. I mean, by the way, how crazy is it that in a draft class of running backs that was as heralded as this one, that the most impressive rookie running back was Quinshawn Judkins, a guy who had gotten arrested not that long ago. I mean,
missed the first
he's
2
been
games,
phenomenal.
Joe.
Yeah, that's
He's
wild. I mean,
games.
I've been so impressed.
And he leads all NFL rookies in rushing yards after missing 2 games.
That's crazy.
Like, but here's the problem. Mike Vrabel is very smart. Now, your long-suffering stand of Patriots football show. Yeah, of course you get Drake May. Comes to it. You had 2 bad years of oh man, and then you get
the Mac
Mayo.
Jones, right? They tried the Mac Jones experiment. They tried the Gerard Mayo experiment. They were lost in the wilderness for 3-4 years, and then Drake May last year gets Josh McDaniels this year, and hey, look, they beat the Bills on Sunday Night Football. All is well again, apparently.
Man, unbelievable. Yeah, you guys lied. I don't even know where I am in the wilderness. I'm sunk in a bog somewhere. I'm sinking. Joe, you got Drake May, who looks like a superstar. And when he was drafted, I said, this guy's got Justin Herbert, Josh Allen tendencies and quality likes that could grow into that. I get a 5'9" Hawaiian quarterback who's left-handed and is averaging. Drake May, let me put this. Drake May is setting Patriots records and tied for the top QB rating. My quarterback is throwing the least amount of yards per completion in the NFL. It's a bit polar opposite. So Vrabel knows Judkins is going to run the ball. And so, isn't it as obvious as stack the box and say, hey, Dylan Gabriel, who you're literally throwing just over 3 yards per throw, we're going to take our chances. Let's see if you can beat us.
What was the health of Judy and Tillman?
Tillman is still out. Judy's fine, but he can't catch the ball. So,
he did okay last year with Jameis, right? Yeah. I mean, but again, you're right. Jameis, one of the qualities about him was that he was never afraid to throw the ball downfield. And I mean, I don't know if Gabriel's afraid to throw the ball downfield, but he certainly hasn't been throwing the ball downfield. No. I mean, there was the wide receiver Isaiah Bond, who was with the Browns as well. I mean, he's looked pretty good. He has some of the pretty good physical attributes. You got to use these guys a little more, right? I mean, look at the 100%. Patriots, I think, too. The Pats are a team that I don't really think have, that alpha wide receiver. And don't get me wrong, Kayshon Boutte has been very good. I've been very impressed with the chemistry that has been built between him and Drake May in a relatively, short period of time. And I mean, that catch Boutte made last week against the Titans of the fingertip catch or in the end of the back of the end zone, that was a wild catch. So I have genuinely been impressed with what Boutte gives you. But I mean, apart from him, it's not like a lot of the pass catching options in New England are, world beaters. It's Hunter Henry and it's Demario Douglas. Yeah, Diggs. He's a little older now. He turned up for the revenge game against Buffalo, and that's kind of it, so far this season. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Those guys are probably a better, group of pass catchers than Judy and Bond and an injured Tillman and so on. But I mean, I do think you could do with Gabriel and certainly the offensive staff just calling for more downfield shots. But I mean, right now the most potent threat is Judkins.
How is the Patriots secondary show when it comes to the safeties? Because the Browns offensive coordinator Tommy Rees and Stefanski were hinting all week, hey, you know what? We're working in for Gabriel to try some deeper shots today. So I think that is going to be coming because Isaiah Bond. You don't even have to know the playbook. He has 4.25 speed. Hey, guy, run straight really fast, and then we'll throw the ball up and you run under it. That's not hard, right? Go run really fast and outrun people. But how is this secondary for the Patriots this year? Because we know under Vrabel, they're going to be coached tough, and they're not going to make mistakes.
I do think after Christian Gonzalez, the depth chart for defensive backs, let's say, I think is a little, I mean, it's fine, I suppose. It's a little thin, right? I mean, guys left in the offseason, guys have been injured, and even in the first couple weeks of the season where the Patriots were scuffling a little bit on defense, they didn't have Christian Gonzalez, who, when he was a rookie, was one of the better cornerbacks in all of the NFL, and he has been back for the last little while. I don't know if he necessarily does the Darrelle Revis thing where, he follows the guy around and sticks with one receiver. I think he does, like a lot of guys, kind of tends to stay to one side of the field. And
Right.
the Patriots, from a defensive coordinator perspective, have been kind of sharing some of the play calling duties because of what happened with their defensive coordinator. He had, unfortunately, he was diagnosed with cancer, I believe. So he has been he was taking a step away from the team. So and I think they knew this from the beginning of the season. I think there's something that happened in the offseason. But because of that, I think some of the defensive play calling has been a little I don't want to call it suspect, but it's more because I think there are a lot of hands in the process, a lot of cooks in the kitchen. It hasn't been quite as seamless as you might imagine.
Right.
Now, of course, Vrabel himself, I'm sure, has a large role in that, given his role as a player and certainly as a coach, dating back to when he was a defensive coordinator himself. So, yeah, I do think it's definitely fine. But if you're looking at receivers who are not going to be covered by Christian Gonzalez, I think there is some soft coverage there. But of course, as we know, a lot of the secondary coverage also relies on how good the front seven is. And the Patriots front seven under Vrabel has been pretty good. Right. So to your point, I heard you talking earlier, Andy. I mean, the Patriots are not going to going to try to not let Quinshon Judkins beat them, right? Like they're going to say, hey, Judkins, here's a nasty front. You're not going to get beat by these guys. Maybe you'll make some mistakes because you're a rookie. You've been very, very good, and we're going to dare Dylan Gabriel to beat you long and deep.
That's it. If only they had a 6'5", 6'6" veteran quarterback who's now leading the Cincinnati. Oh, they did. They traded Joe Flacco.
He looked shockingly good as a Bengal. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, could be named executive of the year for two different teams, not named Cleveland, for the Houston Texans and for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think Mike Tomlin might punch him if he ever sees him in person. Like, he was really mad that Joe Flacco was starting.
He was.
Right? Which was funny. But Joe Flacco, behind a worse offensive line than the Browns, was chucking it up. I was like, hello? And so we'll see. Fun fact, Kevin Stefanski versus Vrabel head-to-head as head coaches when he was with the Titans. 2-0.
Okay.
2-0 Stefanski. So I don't see this going well for the Browns. What's your prediction?
As Stefanski goes, I genuinely think Stefanski is one of the better head coaches in the NFL. I honestly believe that. I think I've told you this before, but I mean, Stefanski just has like an offensive mind and a guy who can marshal the team. I genuinely think a lot of teams would be better with him. But I mean, head coaches are only really as good as their players, right? I mean, it's the same with baseball. It's the same with basketball. Sure. It's the same with hockey, right? I mean, I think people are like, oh, the coach does this, the coach does that. But I mean, show me a good manager. I'll show you a really good team that has some good sluggers or a good bullpen or great starters, or in hockey, a team that has some superstars or a great goaltender, for example, right? Or in basketball, I mean, basketball might be the easiest one because if you have a bona fide superstar on your team, you're going to win 50 games a year probably, right? So
LeBron James has essentially been his own coach for his whole career.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like LeBron LeBron is a unicorn. I mean, at worst, I would say LeBron is like the second best player of all time. Yeah. But I mean, LeBron has made a lot of really all right coaches look like geniuses, and he's made a lot of really good coaches look like Hall of Famers, right? Yes. So I think that's the difference. So I'm not sure a lot of what's going on with the Browns is probably can be laid at Stefanski's feet. But to your point about prediction, I mean, I do expect the Patriots to win, right? I mean, I don't think it'll be a blowout. It might be like a 7-point win for the Pats, just because I do think they're a little more complete. Now, I think the only way the Patriots lose is if they manage to stifle the Browns, of course, manage to stifle the Pats passing game, because the Pats run game has been pretty in flux. Yeah, it's been not great. I mean, Travion Henderson, I think they're just not using him. I still think he's very talented, but they're just not using him, period. And Ramondre Stevenson, I mean, look, he's kind of cut down on the fumbling, so he's hold on to the football, and when he does that, he's actually pretty good, all things considered. But, I mean, how many times can you run a running back for like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, for example, right? So you need more there. That's not Drake May running headfirst into a defensive lineman.
Well, and for the Browns, the key to victory is going to be what they did last week in create a turnover and then the offense being able to convert. That's been the issue. The defense has played well for a half, then they get burnt out. Can the offense do what they did against a horrible Miami team and cook it up get we don't even need a pick six. Just get a fumble, get an intercept, something, and then actually convert on it. So I'm with you. I think low scoring. Maybe it's like 17-14 Patriots.
It reminds me of it could be like the Browns-Packers game, which you went to, right?
I was there.
That was so cool. That's
I was
really,
so
really
shocked.
Cool.
I wish my face could have been recorded when they hit the field goal with our embattled kicker. It was like, what? Wait, what? And I got eliminated from a survivor pool because I bet I picked the Packers to win.
Right?
Yeah. So I was like, I'll be happy either way. But look, you got to grind it out. You got to drag them into the mud. And you just hope, and I think it's going to be, I trust Vrabel as a head coach over Stefanski right now. But we'll see. Griff in the chat saying "Go Pats" with a winky face. Don't you wink at me, Griff? Don't you wink at me? Show. Do you want to look at some fantasy football stuff?
Sure,
here, buddy? A little award-winning nominated the fantasy show reunion here.
Let's do it.
We should have won that one. I tell you that.
We should have,
right?
That's
it. We know how it is. We know the politics.
We against Canada. Come on.
We don't pander to the voting committee like some people. I'll tell you that. Let's look at a few of the injury updates here. Let's see here. Oh, quick fact. Thank you, Adam Schefter. Last time the Browns won in Foxborough was Week 8 of the 1992 season when Cleveland's head coach was Bill Belichick. Thanks, Shefty. That's nice.
Very relevant,
nice.
Adam. Very
relevant. Nice little dig. Appreciate that. Tua looks like he will play. Like it matters, show. Steelers have a that's an ugly looking alternate uniform they'll be wearing. Now, how about this? Okay, Drake London, T-Wolf pointed this out in the chat. Drake London will play against the Dolphins. But the big news there, Michael Penix Jr. out, and it's on the anniversary week of Kirk Cousins. You like that? Quote, show. Is this Kirk Cousins day for fantasy? Are you going to light yourself up on a Bye-mageddon week with so many teams off? Give yourself a little Kirk Cousins rolling back the clock.
No joke, Andy. In one of the leagues we're in, actually, the league that we founded for the fantasy show that we have still been in all these years later, I had to pick up Kirk Cousins because of all the whack of injuries. Like, I am quite literally deciding between Marcus Mariota, Justin Fields, and Kirk Cousins. That's where we're at for the second QB of this Superflex league. So I think I'm going with Fields. I think I'm going to go with Justin just because they're playing the Bengals. But I mean, Kirk Cousins, I genuinely think, 37 years old, the first time he'll have started since week 15 and 2024 season. But I don't know. I mean, if you're the Falcons and Drake London was just added to the injury report last night, even if he does play, I feel like that never bodes well. So generally speaking, if you're Kirk Cousins, you're probably going to get paid handsomely to hand the ball off to Bijan Robinson and Algier like 45 times today. Essentially, I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of rushing for Robinson and Algier.
I feel, and I'll have to look up the prop bet on the DraftKings Sportsbook a little bit later, but I think the conversation starts at 3 touchdowns with Bijan Robinson today. Like, I think that's where it begins. I feel very comfortable with that bet. Against the Dolphins team.
But the game plan will be hand off to Bijan, dump it to Bijan, hand off to Bijan, maybe take him out, dump it to Algier, and then, rinse and repeat.
And that's it, which makes total sense. Lamar Jackson is out for the Ravens. Oh, no. Yep. Tyler Huntley is in, and I maintain, I picked up. Now, I'm sure you found this as well. The waiver wire selection at running back is disgustingly thin. Like, tight end level bad. I picked up Justice Hill because if you got Huntley going, Hill in relief since Jackson's been out, has gotten some relief duty. That's the best option. It's that and a bunch of handcuffs. Like, there's nobody out there. It's crazy because you got this week, of course, on Bye-mageddon, the Lions, Raiders, Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, Jags, all out. Like, it is so thin out there. Do you got any running backs you like? Like Algier, I think is also, if he's available, probably your best option because they'll probably pull Bijan at some point.
Yeah, I honestly think Algier might be one of the better plays. Better plays from a handcuff perspective, better plays from a backup perspective. Just because, to your point, Andy, they're going to run the ball so much in Atlanta today that and even when Penix is in there and everyone is healthy, they still don't give the ball to Bijan 100% of the time. Like, he really only gets the ball, like, I mean, only being relative, but I mean, they really only get the ball to Bijan Robinson, like 70% of the time, 65% of the time. Like, there's sometimes I'm thinking to myself, and I mean, I'm biased because I own Bijan in Dynasty, but I think to myself, like, what are you guys doing? Hand it to Bijan more. But Algier gets the ball a decent amount, and again, I'm not going to guess that Kirk is going to throw the ball 40 times today. So, I mean, if Penix continues to be out and this goes on, I got to think they will let Cousins throw the ball more because, he's an accomplished quarterback. He's a vet, has been there for a while now. So it's not like he's just got there and is learning the game plan. So they're not going to be afraid to let him sling it. But I mean, as long as we're talking about like, what do you do with Bye-mageddon here and injuries up and down your lineup? I think, Hill, Algier. I mean, I don't think anyone's dropped Henderson. You're probably not getting anything out of, Kenneth Gainwell. It's still probably going to be the Jaylen Warren show. Like, those kinds of guys is where I think you're almost forced to look. But again, I'm not sure. It's like, to your point, it's slim pickings.
It's not pretty. Griff in the chat says Miami trap game. Griff, I would say it's a good point in general, but the Dolphins are so bad. No, I don't think it's a trap game at all because the Dolphins are, and McDaniel, who is he just keeps getting weirder. He was wearing designer shades in a rainstorm in Cleveland last week. Like, this guy is on multiple South Beach flu substances, I think, and he needs to go. He is so toast at the end of this year, man.
Yeah, I honestly, I thought the first head coach to get canned this year would have been Mike McDaniel. Like, that it was Brian Callahan, I genuinely was surprised by.
Me too. It's wild. Let's get to some of the questions here we got in the chat. We got from Rick. Here's what I have to figure out. J.K. Dobbins or Rico Dowdle? J.K. Dobbins or Rico Dowdle? Now, we've seen Dobbins a little bit of a downtrend, but still overall has been tremendous back, has stayed healthy. And Dowdle, after those 2 really big weeks, Chuba Hubbard doesn't look like Carolina's going to fully turn over the backfield to them.
That's a great one because the Broncos are playing the Cowboys, and it's tough too because you kind of have to make that decision before the 1:00 games start because the Bills are playing the Panthers in the early slate and the Broncos are playing the Cowboys in the middle slate too, right? I think my gut says J.K. Dobbins, and I know that the Bills' rush defense has been, I mean, their entire defense, rush defense and passing defense, has been honestly abysmal. It's been horrible. I mean, it's been bad the entire season. I think we thought in week 1 when they were playing the Ravens, it's like, oh, okay, well, they played the Ravens. The Ravens are good. Lamar, Derrick Henry, like, you can kind of, excuse performances like that against good teams. But I mean, they've been bad even against bad teams. So I think that is a point in Dowdle's favor, but the split really bothers me. I mean, like, I have Dowdle and Hubbard in one league, and I constantly going back and forth as to who I should start. I actually did. I mean, it didn't work out, but I did start both of them one week just because just to see essentially. But J.K. Dobbins, I mean, RJ Harvey hasn't really been a massive factor. I mean, the biggest factor against Dobbins has actually just been Bo Nix, right? I mean, even in that big comeback win over the Giants, Bo Nix had 2 rushing touchdowns in the big fourth quarter, which I get. I mean, not a lot of time. The game script favored Bo Nix keeping the ball and deciding last minute whether to run or pass. So I think I would go Dobbins by a hair. But what about you?
Yeah, I'm with you on Dobbins. The Rico Dowdle. It looks like almost too shiny there, right? Yeah. It's like, you got those big games. Also, I think a lock of the week, there is 0 chance that the Bills lose 3 in a row. 0. I feel this is going to be a smash game. I'm going to look at the prop show and like whatever we can look right now. Let's see. Whatever the over is, whatever the spread is, Buffalo 7.5 over. Buffalo money line. Yes. 47.5 over. Josh Allen anytime touchdown. Yes. Like, I just think this is a game where they're like, we are going to beat the snot out of you. And I think that's going to limit the running game for them. So I'll go with Dobbins. Like, I don't even know. Like, anything can happen in the NFL, as we know. But, man, Bills ain't losing 3 in a row. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, if the Bills lost the Panthers on the road, I mean, it's on the road, but still, if the Bills lost to the Panthers It would probably be one of the larger upsets, not just of the week, but maybe of the season. So,
yes.
Yeah, I know they've scuffled, and I know they haven't looked amazing, but yeah, I think I'm with you. Also, they're coming off their bye. I mean, they've essentially had 2 weeks to prepare for this. Yeah, I gotta think there's no chance they're losing this game.
No, they're going to be angry. Rick in the chat brings up a good point too. Dolphins have given up the most rushing yards in the NFL, to go back to our Atlanta Falcons conversation.
Let's go.
Light it up. All of it. Griff likes Mariota, as you were mentioning, the quarterback slot for Bye-mageddon this week. I do too. And Jane Daniels has been ruled out. That's the Monday night game. Showed the 2 games Mariota has started. Real life wise, we don't care about in fantasy football. Fantasy wise, dude's popping like 18 to 25 points. Like I'll take that as a fill-in.
I think he's mixed in a rushing touchdown in both of those games. I know he's turned the ball over a little bit, but he's either rushed for or thrown for a touchdown in, I mean, it's not been a lot, but the games he started this season. And, it's tough because the Commanders, you could argue they overachieved last year, but they did it with an older roster. And a lot of their flaws last year was covered up by Jaden Daniels because he is sick, essentially, right? But this year, an injury, now everyone's even more older, a year older, and it's hard to cover up those flaws. But you're right, from a fantasy perspective, and I believe both Debo and McLaurin are playing in this game on Monday. I think they've said they're playing.
Great point.
And that hasn't been the case, I think, for a good chunk of the season, even for Jaden Daniels. So if that is the case, and to your point, I think that is going to happen. If that is going to happen, I mean, Mariota is not a terrible play. You might have just talked me into starting Mariota myself. I think I've rode the Justin Fields train for way too much of this season. I think
he is. Fantasy-wise, we've seen him pop tremendously, and maybe it's like if he's at all liked in that locker room, Justin Fields is, and he seems like a good guy. I don't know why he wouldn't be, but like, wouldn't this be a rally game? Because the coach is like, Fields, you're out. Tyrod Taylor's in. And what does Tyrod Taylor do? He gets injured, of course, and they're like,
right away,
Fields, you're back. And it's like,
well, like Woody Johnson. Woody Johnson, after the game last week, basically, like, he didn't name names, but he basically said that Justin Fields was bad, essentially.
It's like, Woody, we knew that before you hired him, bro.
Yeah, right? Like, this is kind of followed Justin Fields around his whole career, right? So, yeah, I mean, and now they have to start him. They have no choice now.
Oh, yeah. There's nobody else on the depth chart. Like, if you look on ESPN, it was like, those 2. That's it. That's your options, dude. Let's see, what do we got in the chat here? Griff asking, Drake or Zay Flowers? Drake for Drake London for Atlanta. Look, with Tyler Huntley in at quarterback for the Ravens show, he's not throwing the ball much. He's going to be running. He's going to be handing off. I think that is it. I don't expect a big day from Drake London because of the rushing we talked about, but I would much rather take a shot on him than hoping that Snoop Huntley can get Zay Flowers the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not more of worry about Drake London. And again, I mean, I have a lot of shares of Drake London, so I'm with you, man. But I know. I think I'd rather take a banged up London, even with the hip injury, even with Kirk Cousins back there, even with a run heavy game plan, than like just taking that gamble on Tyler Huntley. I feel like I've watched enough of Tyler Huntley over the years with multiple different teams. Yeah. And I know he was a Pro Bowler. I know there was that one year where he made the Pro Bowl, which is truly absurd. And I think really underlines the ridiculousness that is the Pro Bowl. But I don't want to take my chances with him.
Man, no way. We got in the chat, Floyd Battle 3694 says, Stefanski is a snake. Shador isn't hurt. Floyd Battle 3694 saying collusion, saying that he hates Shador Sanders. Wow. And they got Bailey Zappi up. Look, Floyd Battle, I am all for a good conspiracy theory. I just don't think that's the case. I think it's because this whole Browns regime in front office, surprise, has miscommunication and has mishandled grossly the quarterback situation. There's something they don't like about Shador Sanders and his being ready for the game. Maybe it is. Maybe we'll find that out after. Stranger things have happened in Cleveland. But Floyd Battle saying collusion conspiracy against Shador Sanders. How about this one from Rick Show? How keen are you guys with starting both Egbuka and Tez Johnson for the Buccaneers today? Egbuka, leader for Rookie of the Year right now. Him and and of course Baker Mayfield, my guy. See the little Funko Pop back there, show? Look at him. Oh, that's my guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there he is. And he's just lighting it up. Stupid Browns, stupid team. But the Egbuka and Tez Johnson, Mike Evans, of course, out. Egbuka, I'd say for sure. What do you think about doubling down a little bit with a little Tez Johnson against a bad Saints team?
I am starting Tez Johnson in a fair amount of leagues because Bye-mageddon, injuries, kind of forces your hand to a certain extent. But I'm not going to expect a huge game for Tez Johnson, but I don't hate it because Baker hucks that ball. I mean, he throws that thing. If you're talking about like gunslingers in the NFL today, I think, even Justin Herbert, I think, is like this to an extent. Josh Allen, I think, used to be. They just don't take shots down the field anymore. If you're talking about like gunslingers who are just purely unafraid to let that thing rip down the field, Baker Mayfield is probably numero uno in that category. So if that's the case, I think you feel good about at the very least, opportunities, right? What's your favorite saying? Opportunity equals success.
That's
right.
It.
So if that's the case for Egbuka, I don't see why it wouldn't or couldn't, at the very least, also be the case for Tez Johnson. I have Egbuka in a couple leagues. I have Tez Johnson in another couple leagues. I don't have them in the same league, but I am starting both of them across my million leagues that I'm in. I am doing it because I really do think, they're playing the Saints, right? I know it's games in New Orleans, but it does mean the game's indoors, so there's no weather factor there. So I think you can, if they're playing a better team, I might say, do you really want to roll the dice? But I think you can roll the dice on a game against the Saints. Although I will say Baker has been a little banged up. I'm sure he's not going to let that stop.
Oh, he's a warrior. Little Rashad White, I wouldn't mind. I got him in one of my leagues. There you go. Firing him up as well. And got my on-card autograph Baker Mayfield 3 of 49 rookie card. If that guy wins MVP, check it out on eBay.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna pop it up.
I'll give you a cool $7 for it.
Damn, the card market has fallen sharply.
It has. It
has fallen sharply.
I bought a PSA 10 graded Vladimir Guerrero Jr. rookie card, and you know how much it cost? It cost like $70.
That was an autograph or no? Or
yeah, it had the autograph, and it was graded PSA 10. Isn't that wild? It just I think a lot of brand? It was
remember.
I don't remember. I have to go check. I have to go
look. Like it was like an official, like a had the logo. It wasn't like one of the ones,
yes. Yeah. It was like one of the tops ones. Yeah, refractor, whatever.
$70?
I was very happy because now it's in my collection forever. But if you think Vladdy is going to be good, I think he will be in the next 14 years and $500 million later. I feel pretty good about it.
Wow, what a find, dude. Well done. That's tremendous. Let's pull up, and actually one quick message. I have Sterling Shepard in one of the leagues because Tez Johnson wasn't available.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Rick, I think you could start both, but I think there is a chance that a Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson you're kind of guessing which one gets which. So I can see maybe
Sterling Shepard PPR being a little bit of a better play for him over Tez Johnson, which might be a little less, because I don't think he's going to see the volume that Shepard might see.
Right. Exactly. Producer Jimmy, if you can pull up the tweet we got from our guy, Michael Pagano on X, says, #Ask Andy. With all the buys this week, I feel fortunate to be in a position to have this decision to make for my RB2 and one of my flex spots. Some tough matchups have me worried. Which two of these three RBs would you start? Scatterbo, Judkins, Krosky Merritt this week. So we got Giants and Scatterbo versus Philly. I think Philly revenge game. Judkins we talked about versus the Patriots, strong run defense. And the Commanders versus the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are looking like they are getting right here. We need two show. What are you looking at?
That's a good one. Okay, so the Giants are playing the Eagles. Obviously, the Browns are playing the Patriots, and the Commanders are playing the Chiefs on Monday night.
Yeah,
because my first thought is that Bill is going to be used a little bit less. That's still one of my favorite nicknames, by the way, for a guy whose name is Krosky Merritt. But
it's Chikori, and he goes by Bill.
Bill, yeah.
for
I
me.
mean, but his name is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and he doesn't go by Bill Krosky-Merritt. He just goes by Bill. Like Bill is, it's like Cher or Madonna, right? I mean,
I love that even more. Like McCorkle for Mac Jones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Although I do think you and I are the only people who call him McCorkle. I don't think a lot of people
I love that name.
Him that.
I want to. Man. It's my mission in the sports world to make sure everybody knows that his name is
everybody
McCorkle,
knows
because it makes me laugh.
It is a pretty great middle name.
Great handle.
I do want to say that Krosky-Merritt, when Jaden Daniels is not in, which actually has now been a big part of the season, is going to get used a little less infrequently or a little more infrequently just because Mariota runs the ball. But then again, the last time Jaden Daniels wasn't in, he actually did have a huge game. And I think what actually I would give me pause is the Chiefs defense more than anything else. I think the Chiefs have kind of rounded into form. It's funny, for all the parity that exists in the NFL this year, what would surprise me the least is the Chiefs stinking out, getting the number 1 seed and winning the Super Bowl again, which would be kind of funny, honestly, because Patrick Mahomes looks really, really good. But the other two were Judkins and Skatebo. I mean, Skatebo against the Eagles. I know they just re-signed Brandon Graham, right? He came out of retirement.
Yeah.
They've been having some defensive line issues. So we'll see how much of an impact that actually has. I want to say I still wouldn't bench Judkins based on what he has done over the course of the entire season. So it's really down to Skatebo or Bill for me. I think I lean Skatebo a little bit because of the work in the receiving game. But I mean, what do you think when it comes to these three?
Rick popping in the chat saying rush defenses, Philadelphia, and thanks for popping that in there, Rick. Appreciate you. Philadelphia 11th, best matchup. Chiefs 17th, Patriots 30th.
Okay.
The Patriots 30th, their defense is better. I don't know. They haven't allowed like a 50-something rusher, but I think with the Chiefs favored by 11.5, it's going to take away the run option. So I think we go Skatebo and we go Judkins. Again, probably out of all three, not going to get the lift that we're hoping for, but I'd prefer that. Just gameplay, I think it could limit Krosky-Merritt. So
and
third best. Oh, Rick said third best. Yes, that's what I thought, Rick. Yeah.
Oh, third best. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go Skatebo for sure. I'm going to say Judkins, and even though Chiefs are middle of the pack, I don't think the game script is going to allow them to run too much.
When you talk about game script, I mean, game script might also favor Judkins, right? I mean, and even if the Browns don't win the game, I mean, even if it's close, and we both said we expect this game to be close, then they will run the ball. Like, they're going to mix in a lot of runs. I mean, they were going to do that anyways because they're a relatively run-heavy team with a rookie quarterback. But, I mean, that'll bode well for Judkins fantasy-wise.
I think so. Show, you've been very generous with your time, buddy. Tell people where they can find you and listen to you and hear you and all that. And let's do this again soon, my man.
Certainly. Of course, Andy, I'm yours anytime. But SNS Alli on Twitter, on Instagram. Alli with 2 L's is where you can find me. And I mean, I'm off today, which is kind of nice. This is going to be the first time I'm going to actually get to sit down and watch NFL football season because let's face it, for the most part, at the end of the season or a week into the playoffs, the Blue Jays are usually done, right?
Yeah.
So this is the longest I've been doing the Blue Jays radio stuff my entire time at Sportsnet, essentially. So awesome. It's really fun, but we get the day off today to watch some football. Tomorrow we're back at it. I think I'm on from 1 to 3 on the Fan all week. And if the series does end in Los Angeles, I think I'm filling in for Blake Murphy on J-Stock Plus at some point later in the week. But nice. If it does come back to Toronto, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern on the Fan 590. And then, of course, you can hear me during Blue Jays games for the rest of the World Series.
Awesome, buddy. Great stuff. Keep up the great work. We'll talk to you again soon.
See you, Andy.
All right. There he goes. Shoaib Alli from Sportsnet talking some fantasy football and some Blue Jays. Rick says, good to see you again, Show. Absolutely. Love working with Show with my time at Sportsnet. And he's always welcome on this program, of course. Now, as our time runs near, it's parlay party time, baby. All right. Let's build it. Let's build the ticket. Now, Griff pointed out a little earlier our chat when I was on his YWC football talk show on Wednesday about the Chicago Bears. And let's look at that line versus the Baltimore Ravens here. I think you got to make you log back in. Let's see. Am I fit to play? What do you think, guys? I think so. All right. Come on. Here we go. All right. NFL. Where's this? Where's that game there? Seymour. We want Bears. Bears, Ravens. Yes. Ravens, 2.5-point favorites. I am smashing the Bears money line plus 130. Let's do it. Let's start our ticket there against Tyler Huntley. Caleb Williams, if you fancy yourself a upper tier quarterback, you got to beat freaking Tyler Huntley. Come on. I don't care if it's on the road or not. Ooh. Rick says, Algier, anytime touchdown. I am down with that, brother. I am down with that. Absolutely. Let's do, you know what? Let's mix that in. Let's do Falcons to win money line minus 350. And let's pop in an Algier anytime touchdown. First is plus 800. I'm not going to do that. Plus 140. Okay. We're matching that. Love that. Bengals, Jets. I don't like the 6.5, but Bengals, I'll take Flacco minus 290. Come on. Browns, Patriots staying away. Bills is the smash of smashes. Now, do you guys like, Bills minus 420 money line. Do we like the Bills with the spread minus 7.5? So they have to win by 8 or more in Carolina. I think I just think the Bills are going to rickroll them. What do you guys think? Do we play it safe on our Parlay Party Ultimate Betting ticket and just pick money line Bills? Or do we want the better payoff at minus 102 at 7.5? What are you guys thinking? I'll come back to that one. Eagles, Giants. I'll take Eagles straight up at home, minus 390. 49ers, Texans. Texans kind of stink. I don't know if I like that one. Buccaneers. Buccaneers are only favored by 3.5. I'll take Buccaneers on the road, minus 115. Baker to light up that D. Come on. Colts, dude. Colts are minus 1,400 to beat the Titans, and the line is 14.5. I'll take him at minus 1,400. Bills straight up, you like, Rick? Okay. I know. I'm kind of. Bills 2-4 against the spread. Yeah, let's just take him straight up. You want the 49ers straight up? Yeah, let's do it. Hold on, guy. 49ers straight up is plus 114 over the Texans. What am I missing? Yeah, I think we'll add that. Against the Texans, who've done nothing this year? Titans to cover. Oh. You know what? Maybe as a separate bet there, Rick. I don't know. I picked the Colts straight up. I understand what you're saying. Over 2 touchdowns is a lot, but Steelers, Packers, Commanders, Chiefs. Chiefs are winning that game to minus 770. Let's see. Any other plays you guys like? I don't like. What about Packers, Steelers? Yeah, that's kind of a trap. You know what's at home? Aaron Rodgers' revenge game. He beat plus 130 on Pittsburgh. What do you guys think? That's the Sunday night game. Rodgers hosting Steelers money line. Yeah. All right, we'll go with the Squealers. Okay, let's see here. What's this look like? Okay, we got a 10-leg same-game parlay. Bears money line, Falcons money line, Algier anytime touchdown score, Cincinnati Bengals money line, Tampa Bay by 3.5. Colts money line, Bills money line, 49ers money line, Chiefs money line, Pittsburgh money line. Plus 11,921. If we put $5 on that, we win $596. How about that? Huh? $5 for $596. Not too shabby. I think we can do it. And folks, it's game on, right? Because week 8, it's beginning. It's starting soon. Every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. This isn't just about football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime TD rushes, live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code 6SPORTS. That's code 6SPORTS to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, a great point in the chat there. Griff says, any tight end touchdowns? Rick says Kittle maybe. Guys, it is National Tight End Day. Who founded that? George Kittle. I'm looking plus 150 anytime touchdown. Kittle's getting a touchdown on National Tight Ends Day, his holiday that he invented. We add that to the parlay party. And now we're sitting at, with the Kittle anytime touchdown, plus $23,864. $5 wins us $1,193.21. So we've doubled that in the initial payout. Let's do it. Who's with me? Parlay party. Get the streamers out. Let's win ourselves $1,193.21. That's on a $5 bet. And hey, if you're new to DraftKings, you get the $300 bet. You bet that $5, you're right in with the bonus money anyway. Sounds good. Goddard as well. Yeah, Goddard's been money. You know what? Should we put Goddard in too? Let's get a little nuts here. Let's wrap up the show with that. Where's Goddard? Let's get nuts. All right, Goddard's been hot. Anytime touchdown. Where's Goddard? Plus 145. What are we looking at? Plus 58,612. $5 wins $2,930.61. Now we're talking. Now it's a party. All right, so we're adding in those two tight end anytime touchdowns to the ticket. And let's see what we can do. Awesome work in the chat, guys. Love you guys. Big thanks to my buddy Shoaib Alli from Sportsnet. Make sure you're checking out all his fun work with the Blue Jays. For producer Jimmy, I'm Andy McNamara. Come on, Browns. Go to Foxborough. Pull off the upset. Let's head into the bye on a good feeling. We'll see you Tuesday. And don't forget, follow on X at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, Instagram and TikTok at AndyMCSports for my instant post-game reaction as well. Until then, go Browns!
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.